Something dramatic is happening in Venezuela and it could shake up the entire global politics. A Russian military aircraft, the massive IL-76 transport plane, has quietly landed in Caracas, the capital of Venezuela. Now, that's not any regular passenger jet, right? This is the kind of a plane usually used by Russia's defense ministry and maybe the Wagner mercenary group for moving weapons, soldiers, and carrying out secret operations as well. So naturally, the big question is this: what is a Russian military plane really doing in America's backyard? Now, to understand this, we need to rewind a little bit. The United States and Venezuela have been at odds for years now. Washington accuses Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro of everything from drug trafficking to election fraud, while Russia calls him a victim of Western bullying. Now, for Putin, Venezuela is more than just an ally, right? It is a symbol of defiance against the US. Now, tensions are rising fast. The US military has recently deployed an aircraft carrier strike group near Venezuelan water, officially for anti-drug operations, but let's be honest here, it's also a show of force and a warning to both Maduro and Putin. And then comes the twist: Russia's IL-76 landing in Caracas. Now here, analysts believe that it could be carrying military supplies, radar system, or even Russian defense experts to help Venezuela modernize its air force. Others say that it might be a part of a larger plan, just to set up a Russian logistics hub in Latin America, something that would make Washington really nervous. This is such a big deal because Venezuela sits just a few hundred miles off the US coast and holds one of the world's largest reserves. During the Cold War also, the United States spent decades keeping the Soviets out of Latin America, but now Putin seems to be redrawing that map, testing how far he can push into America's zone of influence. And this isn't just about Venezuela. In recent years, Russia has been strengthening ties with the anti-US governments from Cuba to Nicaragua to Iran. The message from Moscow, very clear: if the US can arm Ukraine and surround Russia, we can show up near your borders too. Well, Washington is watching all of this very closely. Pentagon officials are now tracking Russian flight pattern across Latin America, trying to figure out whether this was a one-time incident or just maybe beginning of something much bigger. In the end, for Maduro, it's a lifeline. His economy is very much in ruins and his political grip is weakening. Having Russian military planes landing in Caracas gives him what he desperately needs right now: a photo op that screams that I still have powerful friends. But for the US, this is a red alert. A Russian military aircraft operating so close to home, well, it raises fear of a new Cold War, and this time in the Caribbean. One Russian plane, one American aircraft carrier, one oil-rich nation stuck in between. The world has seen this movie before, right? And it rarely ends peacefully. So the question is Venezuela about to become the next Ukraine, just in Washington's backyard? Thanks for watching. I'm Dhruti Attri. Follow for more.